Time to grab the phones. We're going to start with Jim in Atlanta. Jim, great to have you here on the Rush Limbaugh program. Hello.
Rush, my pleasure. Great show today. Love everything you have to say.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Really do.
That broadcast news piece that you talked about, that's prescient in the point that you made. Another scene in that movie that really got to me, Holly Hunter, this sort of headstrong and knowledgeable newsie who wants to run everything. Right when they're going to put William Hurt in the big chair to cover the big event.
Yeah, William Hurt, not Albert. I said Albert Brooks. It's William Hurt. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, William Hurt was the guy who they're going to put in the big chair, and she says he's not ready. So she corners a network executive, takes him outside, and says, "Listen, this guy's nowhere near ready. You can't put him in there. It's not going to work out." And he kind of sneers at her. And he says, well, it must be nice. It must be nice to be right about everything, to know all the answers. And at that point, when you're watching the movie, you think she's going to break down and say, oh, well, I don't really know everything. When, in fact, what she looks him right in the eye and she says, no, it's horrible. Meaning she thinks she is right about everything, and that's the way those folks are.
Well, I can relate. I do, too. And I tell you, it's a burden. It is it's a burden. Don't jump to too big a conclusion, John. I know what you're talking about them, but it's a burden being right all the time. People don't like it. People are not impressed by it. They don't like anybody that sure of themselves. I can't. I mean, don't doubt me on this.
Absolutely right.
Now you're talking in her case. What did the character say in the movie when she was challenged with being right all the time?
Well, you expect her to break down, and you think she's going to back off, but she's the typical liberal type who won't. And she looks him right back and says, no, it's horrible. Basically, yes, I am right all the time, and he's not ready for the chair. And
well, she was modeled. That character was modeled after a real live person at the time at CBS News named Susan something or other, who ran the roost over there at the time. And she had a reputation that was pretty much what you say. She was right all the time, and you buck her at your risk. And she basically, but the Holly Hunter character, if I'm not, you correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't she kind of save the day morally on this? I mean, she knows this guy is an accident waiting to happen, and the executives don't care about the ethics of it. The executives, all they care about is the numbers and the ratings. They don't care if the guy's a fraud or a phony.
Certainly true. Yeah, absolutely right.
And that's pretty much true today, too, right? And all of the rest of this about nightly news anchors being these, I don't know, there's no way they can measure up to the reputation and the image that these people have. I mean, really, what are the qualifications? Like, I don't like talking this way because it sounds like inter-business jealousy, and it isn't that. I think this whole news business is a game. It isn't news. So much of it, and this is true about a lot of our culture, not just the news, so much of it's fakery. Remember J.R. Ewing, when you learn to fake sincerity, you've got it made. And that's basically what we're talking about with liberalism. When you won the ability to fake your compassion and to fake sincerity, you've earned it. But these people that create these images and these impressions of people, these anchors, back in the old days, I mean, there were only 2 or 3 Americans that were capable because of life experiences. They had been to the hellholes of Earth. They had been to the war-torn foxholes of Earth. They had been all these. None of that matters to reading the news that is written by other people. None of that really matters. It was required for the resume because of what it meant for the image, but in terms of real qualifications, it's acting. And the reason, Susan Zirinsky, that's the name of the person that Holly Hunter character was modeled after, Susan Zirinsky. CBS News. But so much of this is just acting. It's fakery. And the reason this bothers me is look at how many people believe it. Look at how effective all of this drive-by media is. The drive-by media, the mainstream media, has the Republican Party in a state of PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. The Republican Party is literally almost the establishment afraid to do anything for fear of what these people in the media are going to say about them. And who are the people in the media? Well, that's what we're discussing here. And it's just it's a quietly disconcerting reminder of how effective all of this fakery and acting can be. And it's nothing new. I mean, look at I just did it myself. I just cited a total make-believe movie as evidence. It's the power of that medium. It really is. Jim, I appreciate the call.